Welcome, Divine One, to your full moon tarot and oracle card reading. In honor of the full moon in Leo that's taking place on the 5th of February 2023, I'm going to be pulling cards for all 12 zodiac signs. The purpose of this reading is to bring you the most healing and guidance at this time. Full moons are a powerful time of healing and purging in our lives. It's also a time where we close out cycles, reach culmination points in our lives, and go through deep healing on a mental, emotional, and spiritual level. This full moon that's taking place on the 5th of February is in the sign of Leo. Leo is the ruler of the 5th house, which primarily deals with parent-child relationships, romantic partnerships, entrepreneurial endeavors, creative endeavors, communication. And being that Leo is ruled by the sun, this will also deal with the ego, our persona, the way that we show up in the world and the way that we express ourselves. Leo is all about expression. So in this reading, I'm going to look at what is being healed for you at this time and how you can prepare for the full moon in Leo. Full moons are a great time to journal, to script, to do ritual, prayer, candle work, anything that you do, your meditation practice. It's also just a time to really be with yourself and heal, release, and process information, to also tap into gratitude and celebrate yourself for how far you've come along on your journey. These tarot and oracle card readings are going to be for your sun sign, your moon sign, as well as your rising sign. So you'll have 3 placements to choose from in the comment section, as well as the description box below. Whenever you're coming across this reading will resonate with you. I'm setting the intention for these healing messages to be timeless. However, if you're coming across them before the full moon in Leo, then this is great because you're being given an opportunity to use the guidance provided in this reading as a starting point moving through this full moon in Leo. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the reading. Welcome, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, to your tarot and oracle card reading for the full moon in Leo. My beautiful Aries fam, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I hope that you're doing really well. So let's go ahead and see what area of your life is being highlighted here at this time by the full moon. What area is being highlighted? What's come full circle here for our beautiful Aries? Gemini energy number 3. So some of you could have Gemini in your chart, or you might have a 3rd house in your natal chart that is crowded or has some sort of predominant planetary placement there, okay? But either way, I see that there's something here with relationships around you. This could be with siblings, this could be with friends, this could be the way that you show up in your social life. I feel like this is being highlighted for you at this time. It's something that you're going to be healing. It's something that you're processing. This could be with anyone that you have a close relationship to, that you consider like a best friend or even a sibling, even if, you know, it's a family member or, you know, a coworker, a colleague. But this is really also you looking at the way you socialize, the way you're showing up. Okay, a lot of you also are really going to be diving into the learning more about spirituality at this time. You might be, whenever you're watching this, you might be watching a lot of spiritual videos. You might be like really curious and learning and researching and going online and trying to like expand your knowledge base, my beautiful Aries, in regards to what you know, right? The Empress here, I can see that you're very fertile, and a lot of you have a lot of projects and you have a lot of things that you want to birth into existence right now, that you want to create. I see that you have done the work on yourself. And so this is something that's come full circle here. You are showing up as the Empress, right? You're emotionally taking care of yourself. Mentally, you're addressing your, you know, your thoughts, your beliefs, and you're really creating a life for yourself that is abundant, right? It shows here with the Empress that you are filling your own cups. You're pouring into yourself. You're doing the work. I feel like you've learned how to do this, Gemini energy, right? You've learned this. And this is a really beautiful energy to have. I feel like from last year, okay, from the last full moon in Leo of 2022 to this one in 2023, you really have made this happen. You're embodying the Empress And I love this for you. This is also someone who's learned to love and value themselves a lot more than they did last year. You've learned to set boundaries with your friends, family, siblings, those relationships. I do feel like a lot of you are in a healthy space when it comes to relationships, when it comes to your social life, but there is kind of like this thing that wants to be looked at and reevaluated at this time. Not to say that anything's wrong with what you've been doing, but you might feel like you want new friends. You might feel like you want to meet a new group of people, like go to an event where there are like-minded people. Okay, so if the full moon in Leo, right, fifth house energy is pushing you to socialize, to network, to grow in your business, in whatever it is you're doing, just know that this is going to pour into you, into your goals, your dreams, whatever it is that you're creating, okay? So don't be afraid to socialize, don't be afraid to communicate, and don't be afraid to go out there and meet people, because this is gonna be a great time whenever you're watching this. I would say the next 30 days, next 3 weeks, right? Gonna be a great time. Let's get an angel message for our Aries. Our beautiful Aries that's tuning in. Cut the cord, Aries. Okay, there's something here that you're needing to release. Now, I was picking up for some of you, it could be a friend, it could be a relationship. I almost feel like some of you have outgrown certain people. You're outgrowing. It's time to move forward. It's time to upgrade in your life, you know? You're going places, you're focusing on your goals. I really feel like some of you have Gemini in your chart. I can feel that big time. But also it's like that third house, right? Look at your third house. There's something about it that you're needing to release. And there's no pressure, there's no rush. Now with the full moon, as I always say, it's like an energy of like maybe releasing expectations. It's time to cut those cords on like the people that are no longer supporting you, right? Because the third house is our resources. It's our resources. So it's like, do you have people that are pouring into you, that are building you, Aries, or are they taking? Are you the provider all the time? You know, there's nothing wrong with providing. We all provide for different people in different ways. I'm not just talking about money. I mean, we can provide emotional security, love, protection, resourcefulness, right? Information. But is the other person providing back? Are our relationships mutually beneficial? Are they both pouring into one another? Okay. And so I do feel like some of you will be evaluating that. I really feel like you are looking at that. Some of you have already done this, right? Because it shows, like, I feel like in the last year, a lot of you would have already cut out a lot of people that weren't serving you, relationships, things like that. Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, almost like I feel like anyone who doesn't want to hear what you have to say, that's a clear indication that that person is not for you, Aries. If someone does not want to hear what you have to say, they think you talk too much, or they think that you're all about, you know, yourself or your whatever, like, that's a clear sign that that's someone who, like, is not uplifting you. They're not pouring into you. That's kind of like a stifling energy. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's pull here. Okay, what else for our beautiful Aries? Oh, cool. This fell out. Push through any insecurity. First quarter moon in Cancer. Cancer energy, insecurity. Yeah, a lot of you could be dealing with childhood stuff. You know, it's like if you're dealing with anyone in your life or family or anyone that's triggering and bringing, like, wounding over and over again, like replaying certain things. Yes, of course, there are patterns that we have to break and lessons that we have to learn and stuff like that. And we shouldn't just put it on the other person, the other party involved. But at the same time, sometimes there's only so much we can do, right? And we don't have control of others and their actions and the things that they say. So sometimes removing yourself from a situation, from a relationship, is the best course of action. And because if people are bringing in insecurity, that's not going to help your cause. It's not going to help you. Anyone who knows how to exploit that is not, it's like they're almost coming from shadow, right? It's almost like they know it's like, this is the type of energy where it's like people who know your weak points or know your soft spot, your sore spots. It's like, that's the type of jabby energy, or the insincere energy that sometimes we can find in relationships with people, and sometimes with the people that we love the most, right? But otherwise, other than that, Aries, any insecurities that you might be feeling, working through that is going to be really important this month, okay? At this time and during the full moon, looking at that, what are certain things that you're insecure about? You know, it's okay to have insecurity. When you can come in with yourself and, you know, go within and figure it out and write it out on paper and then transmute it by rewriting and recreating the truth that you want, right? So maybe you have an insecurity that says, I feel like I'm not attractive enough to date the type of man that I want. You know, just an example. Then you could write that out on a certain piece of paper. That paper with all the insecurities is going to be the piece of paper that you burn and release back to the ether, back to source as divine white light and unconditional love, okay? And then you rewrite those. But before you burn it, you might want to keep it as reference so that you can rewrite each sentence, each insecurity. And so you would say, I am good enough. I am worthy. I am more than enough. Or I'm worthy of attracting, or I'm worthy of being with the type of, you know, my dream partner, my dream whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's the type of work that we can do on the full moons. And I just love this so much. And it's very in line with like relationships. So maybe because 5th house energy, Leo energy, you might have insecurity surrounding romantic relationship. You might have insecurity surrounding, are you good enough to make your business thrive? Are you good enough to monetize a passion project, a talent that you have? You know, are you good enough to break free from, you know, the rat race? You know, like, are you good enough for your goals? You know, it's like, so whatever insecurities you have, it's okay to have them, but it's also important to release them and to know the truth, and you create the truth. And the truth is always your most abundant, loving truth, because in the eyes of source, in the eyes of God, the divine, and your higher self, you are beautiful, you're more than enough, you're whole and complete, and more than capable of achieving anything. So the lower mind will always be there and try to creep up. And so we constantly have to check ourselves, and full moons are great times to do that, Aries. So just remember that, you know, it's like, don't feel bad about like, oh, you do have insecurities, you know, like, because every time you work on them and you feel good again, there may be things that come up, like, and don't feel bad when they do and feel like you're not good enough because you feel insecurities in the first place, right? Because sometimes that can happen, especially if you're placing that expectation on yourself and the pressure on yourself. So shout out to my friend who has helped me look at life, or remind me that, you know, we are most serving ourselves by being compassionate with ourselves, Aries, and not being so hard on ourselves, especially my Aries risings, because sometimes, and all of Aries, right? It's like we can sometimes see life as like a competition, you know, with ourselves, right? Not with anyone else. It's like with yourself, like you have goals, you have expectations for yourself, you have these things that you want to reach. And when you're not reaching them, it can feel like, or when you're not reaching them within the time frame that you set for yourself, it's a letdown. So it's like almost like the expectation in the first place. So it's like, know that you can, and it's not about like the timing. It's not about when and how. It's about knowing that you can and you will, like I always say. But I think the compassion part is very important, because then it becomes like negative self-talk, and that's only going to add to the insecurity. It's not going to do it's not going to like fully address the shadow part, because it's almost like maybe being hard on yourself and then putting the insecurity in a closet and letting it sit there and acting like everything's cool and you dealt with it, when really there was a key element missing in the whole equation, and that's to be loving and compassionate with yourself. And not saying that you guys don't do that, but just a friendly reminder, because I know that my friend gave me that friendly reminder the other day, and I said, wow, yeah, I totally forgot lately, because it's, you know, I've been so busy and there's so much going on in my life. And you could feel the same way, Aries. I'm an Aries rising. You might feel like sometimes, you know, you're going and it can be easy to forget to take time to forgive ourselves. Okay. So ancient amulets, number 2, beautiful fortune protection skills and possessions. I love this. This reminds me, I wanted to wear a specific necklace, but I guess it was not meant to be. Okay. So Aries, like at this time, you could be called to purchase a necklace, purchase an amulet, purchase something like a symbol that's going to bring you fortune. Okay, like a citrine crystal or protection. So like tourmaline, it doesn't just have to be crystals. It could be anything that you put your faith into, energy into, but you have certain skills, right? Ancient skills, ancient powers that lie within your bloodline from your ancestors, even past lifetimes, certain practices, spiritual practices, things that you possess within you, not just in your blood, but for some of you on a spiritual level, your soul's wisdom, right, wants to come through. So there's something here about needing to do maybe a little protection prayer, protection ritual, constantly protect your energy, have something that you can, like a tool. It's not going outside of yourself. It's having a tool that you can place that energy exchange with about when it comes to setting those and doing your protection and things like that. Now this is like a witchy deck. I think this is called I forgot what deck this is, but it's something kind of witchy. So for my witches and my light witches and my white witches and my light workers out there, you would probably resonate, okay, with this. I personally love doing like crystal work and candle work, so I love doing that type of work. Anyhow, you guys, so that's something to think about, Aries, right? If you're like a masculine and you're tuning in, like I know like tourmaline or any crystal that's black is really good for protection. And not only is it good for protection, it's also great. Like it's a nice fashion piece and it's masculine, okay, looking. So anything black, but obviously go to a crystal shop, go to like somewhere that's like legitimate so you're not getting something fake. Okay. What does your star family want you to know at this time? Okay, your star family, messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So some of you might consider yourselves to be Sirius star seeds from Sirius, the Sirius star system. And so your star family, regardless, is of if you are a star seed from Sirius or not, you're being reminded to bring harmony and balance into your life at this time. It's a time, now this is in regards to like forgiving yourself, right? To releasing the things that are no longer serving you, the negative thinking, the inner voices, all that, forgiving yourself. It's a time to heal and purge during this full moon so that you can reset as you move forward, right? And start fresh and start anew with yourself, within yourself, okay? This is all about you within. Crystal for you, carnelian, okay? This is gonna be a great crystal for you to work with. It's gonna support creative flow and bringing you courage. Activates the creative mind, finalize projects, realize unlimited potential, improve visualization skills, and stimulates the courage to fulfill your life purpose and potential. This is beautiful. I love this. Aw, very nice. Carnelian is a beautiful crystal. I used to work with one and it's really good, especially if you're like starting new projects. Although this says to finalize projects, but it's also just good if you've already started something and you want to carry it through to completion. This is going to really activate your root chakra, your sacral chakra. So I love this crystal for you. And the affirmation says, I courageously bring my ideas into actuality. I courageously bring my ideas into actuality. All right, let's do a green witch card for you for this full moon. Let's see, for Aries, please. Positivity, number 40. You have the sun here. Okay, beautiful. I love this for you. It's all about bringing that abundance into your life, high frequency, high vibe, right? So I feel like this full moon and the Leo energy, right, ruled by the sun, is all about the light. It's all about that fire within us, our soul, our connection to source. And I really like this for you. I feel like there's something here that's really going to shift. I feel like you're being given an opportunity during this full moon to just clear out any emotional baggage, right? Anything that's needing to go so that you can really focus on joy and happiness moving forward and creating a life that's filled with color, colorful life, not a life that feels dull. And for a lot of you, this is going to come from within, especially if you guys are involved or, in things that you don't want to be involved in or finding yourselves in situations that you wish were different. Really focusing on the beauty in life, really going into your creative flow, into your inner self, your spiritual practice or whatever it is, right? Being creative, being artistic, having an outlet, okay? All these things are going to help mitigate a lot of the stress from the 3D, the things that maybe aren't where you would like them to be, and help you focus on the beauty that is there and the things that you do have. And also because what happens sometimes, right, guys, is like it's easy to think about the future. It's easy to think about right? The future, and get lost in it and then use that as your motivation. But then when the future doesn't come in, right, because you're so stuck in it, it's almost like you're repelling it, right? You're too attached to it. Then you're back in the present, and it could be a roller coaster ride. So in order to prevent those little moments from happening and going into those little depressions or whatever, and being like up and down, this is saying that being positive, being creative, doing things that are going to uplift you, and being in the present moment and being in the now is what's going to help you stay grounded and connected and high vibe. Okay, so I love this for you because it is fire energy, guys. So it's not all about like being watery. It's actually like having fun in like healthy ways, okay, with yourself and whatnot. All right, so let's go ahead, Aries, and see what your self-care message is at this time for this full moon. Intuition, beautiful. Yeah, you're being asked to like lean into your intuition, go within and connect with your third eye. There are messages that want to come in, right? Messenger, your star family, they want to communicate something to you, and it's going to come in through meditation. It's going to come in through quieting the mind. Ask questions when you are in the state of, when you are doing these practices or in a meditative state. If you can set intentions, if you want to know something, want to know the direction. I'm hearing asking questions like to your higher self, your star family, calling upon God, source, right? And asking what's the right course of action. Getting in the habit of really leaning into your intuition and your inner guidance is going to help you navigate, especially for those of you who are feeling lost or without direction, okay? So I love this for you, my beautiful Aries. Okay, that's basically all the oracle cards that I felt called to pull for you. Let's pull tarot. Let's see what is leaving. Yeah, I just wanted to tell what's leaving our Aries. Wow, 10 of Swords, Aries. Okay, you're definitely walking away here. You're walking away from the past. You're walking away from things that aren't serving you. You're really just putting an end to all of that. You're taking the swords and the daggers out your back, the things that cause you pain, the people, the situations, and you're really looking at new horizons. I see you moving through this full moon period with like a clear road, like having a clear like direction. It's almost like you have an internal compass, and you're going to be seeing really clear like your foresight or your vision for your future, or like for the direction you want to go in. It's going to be clear now that you've been able to cut these cords and clear these things out. And even if certain things are in the process of being released from your life because you can't quite get rid of them right away, at least you've made up your mind and you know what's what, Aries. And so moving forward, like, it's really nice because Knight of Wands, I see you moving towards a path or in a direction where you get to enjoy your life a little more, where you get to have more fun, bring joy back in, make time for play, for having fun and enjoying what you do, not just outside of work and in your personal life and in your social life, but within the work that you're doing while you're creating money, wealth, abundance, right? While you're building the life that you want for yourself and the foundation that you want. Strength card, you will be coming out on top of any challenges. That's the Leo energy. I love this. Feel like you're going to overcome a lot of like anything that's been challenging, Aries. Like, I don't know, like negative inner stuff. It's going to be addressed because you're doing the work. I see you doing this work. And then 8 of Wands is the final card here. I love this. This is you being able to positively create something that you've been wanting for a long time in your life that you've been unable to. For some of you, it's getting back on track with something that once started but never finished. Okay, 8 of Wands is one of my favorite cards. This could be a relationship. This could be romantic. This could be a situation that maybe you've been meaning to kind of fix or wanting things to change, but you've maybe felt like you were incapable leading to this point. For some of you, if it's a business, if it's a certain career path or a certain trajectory, like moving, relocating, anything like that, whatever it is that you've been meaning to do, wanting to do, but haven't done, right? And you haven't really been able to. This moving forward after this full moon, you're going to feel ready, right? You're going to feel really good because I see you doing the work. Okay, so remember what we spoke about. I highly encourage you to try to do something during this full moon that's going to help you heal and know that the road ahead is bright. There's a lot of positivity, and you're being asked to focus on that once you've done this healing, okay? Even while you do it, during this time period, and keep your vibration up. You're building a foundation for yourself, number 4, on an emotional level, but also on a financial level, okay, Aries? So my beautiful Empress out there, okay, my beautiful kings and queens, gods and goddesses, I love you all so much, divine sisters and brothers. Thank you for tuning in, and if you enjoyed the reading, please smash the like button, you guys. Your love and support goes a long way. It does mean a lot. If this reading was fun, entertaining, informative, insightful, of service to you, provided value, hit that like button, you guys. Thank you again for doing so. And welcome you subscribers to the Divine Fam. Love you all so much. Be sure to hit that bell when you subscribe so that you don't miss out when I post future readings. And be sure to check out your other placements. Okay, I would highly encourage you to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All the best to you, Aries, and I'll see you on the next one.